So I just wanted to show you guys the merchant chain dashboard, which is kind of visualization of the transactions that are taking place. And this is really interesting because not a lot of people get to see like a real kind of representation of what a blockchain looks like. So Kev, can you just take me through what a couple of these things are? So what we're seeing here in like the top right hand corner, these are the witnesses, right?
Right. These are these are all the nodes, whether they're phones or the IoT device. And again, these are the current prototype.
Yeah.
So these are current prototype of the IoT device.
Yeah.
With the little readout showing the latest transaction, the fees they're making. This is an app on the phone. You can do it on the tablet or desktop. So nodes in any form are all these devices around here, right? Four of these nodes are right here. Yeah. The other nodes are running in the office in Singapore, the development office.
Okay.
Okay, so what's happening is one node is purchasing something from another node, and then a third node witnesses the transaction.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. And what's this here? I love this, and this is really what we're seeing is the kind of that's the blockchain in action, right?
Right. These are the blocks here. Now let's step back here. Let's talk about currently we're showing 56 devices that are connected right now. So we're running it just under 1,200 transactions per second with these devices. The more devices, the higher the speed gets. So obviously, if we showed 1,200 transactions per second down here, because one block is one transaction, you just see a blur.
Yeah.
So we've slowed it down to make it easier to take in.
Yeah.
So what we have is if we click on anyone and I pull it up, okay, so here's a payment transaction. This sender sent to this receiver this amount, 7.48 of the transactional coin. Okay, and then you have the date stamp, and the hash, the actual hash for it.
That's brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If we pull up one that's an orange one, orange pop-up, we're getting all payments now, of course. There's a one. There's a fee. So this is one that one of these nodes are receiving their fee. So they're receiving, right now it's set to 1% of the transaction fee they receive. Anyways, again, same date stamp and the hash. So this is the actual blockchain running. As blocks are being added, you're seeing it. The transactions are running here on the control panel. It's just really incredible thing to really visualize that and understand. One of the differences on our blockchain as opposed to in Ethereum or Bitcoin is that as transactions happen, they're added as single transactions in a block added to the blockchain, rather than grouping up a bunch of stuff, putting it all together, and waiting 10 minutes and then creating a new block.
Yeah. So you explained to me earlier that the Bitcoin, the way that blocks work in Bitcoin, it's a time 10 minute. Each block's 10 minutes, right? But when you go to merchant chain, each transaction is its own block.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't wait for anything. So it goes, and you see right now we're averaging 0.122 seconds per transaction for the confirmation time.
Well, that's great, right? I mean, that smashes your 3 seconds, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that smashes the confirmation time. Well, on Bitcoin, it could be it could be a half hour, it could be an hour. I mean, Ethereum yesterday was very busy. I sent a transaction to GUI, so small gas. It estimated a 9-hour confirmation time.
Really? Oh my god.
So so you're looking at a long.
And Visa, like something like Visa or a credit card, what would that take? I mean, we've all been in shops, haven't we, where you go and buy a pair of sneakers or something, and you give them your card, and it can take.
Yeah, I think
seconds, a minute, right?
Yeah, and again, I mean that's to verify the transaction. Same thing. It's not actually complete, but to swipe it and say, okay, great, you're done. So they reserve the money. I think it's a 8-second transaction time. I mean, their limit. You can't take more than 8 seconds or it fails. And of that 8 seconds, 5 seconds of that is just mechanics going through the system. So essentially, that's why on the merchant chain, we have a tolerance of 3 seconds is
Yeah.
our maximum transaction time that we strive for.
And what happens if it goes over 3 seconds? It's rejected.
Yeah, then I think if it takes longer than 3 seconds, it would be rejected.
But that's not going to happen,
Right. No, it's just through the system, and just the idea that you have to transact. If you're gonna transact for normal daily transactions, you have to be quick at it.
But the idea of this the merchant chain is that the more transactions there are, the faster it gets, right? Not the other way around.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. The more nodes, the faster transactions go and are processed, because there's more. The system holds more capacity. In fact, one of the interesting things is our blocks also can hold anything. So the blocks can hold, for instance, if you deal with e-commerce, if you have all of your listing specifics, your seller specifics, your photos, your videos, all that stuff can be held in the blocks as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and what happens is there's unlimited capacity because it uses a distributed file system. So those if say you put a 30-second video of you selling your car and you want a 30-second video, well, that video gets broken up into all kinds of thousands or hundreds of thousands of pieces and gets distributed across the shared file system. That's on each of the nodes and phones.
Right.
So the more nodes and phones, the more capacity the network has to share files. It's the same as IPFS,
Right.
or Filecoin, or any of these shared file systems. And what's being described now is the future of storing files. There won't be the Google Docs and these things. It'll be the IPFS and systems like that have unlimited file storage.
So 15,000 transactions per second is based on tests with 10,000 nodes, right?
Right. That's what it's clocked out. We're actually seeing in some tests they've tested it much higher.
So you can see here there's 1,185, right? So nearly 1,200, and that's based on 56
Right,
nodes,
just 56 connections.
Okay. So that's what this box is. This is transactions per minute.
Right.
68,000, and this is the total number of transactions.
That's the total transactions that have been tested to date. In the experience net they're running. So these are live transactions that are running. However, they're not live customers running. It's a combination of nodes just like these and some virtual nodes. So again, if you spin up 10,000 nodes, obviously a lot of those are virtual. We're working on setting up a system. I think they're setting up a system that has like 3,000 physical nodes and 7,000 virtual nodes spread across a bunch of geography. They're going to be doing that here soon, so they're going to be getting a real live field test.
Okay, and I've just spotted as well, Kev. We have the new prototype for the IoT device here, right?
Yeah.
That's looking pretty cool, but obviously it's still a prototype at the moment, so this is not necessarily how it's going to look. And
right, I think we're looking at two versions now. One that's sort of like a hockey puck, be a desktop model rather than not the box you saw before, but a similar size to that box, but a hockey puck.
You want something that looks cool, right?
Yeah.
And sleek, Hockey puck sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly. And then this would be like a pocket device, so you can carry it around with you. Right now they're plugged in because it's a prototype. They don't have batteries, but this will have a battery.
And what's the info on the screen here, Kev?
So right now it's giving the node. It has the card that's attached to the node. So the debit cards, which we don't have here right now, and then it's showing the current balance and then the latest fee that was received and the time that it received that fee.
Cool.
And if you notice on the phones, you'll see them updating, and you see all these 30th of April, which is today. You'll see them refresh, and a new transaction will come in. You'll see them also witnessing nodes.
And I think it can't be underestimated what we're seeing here, right? That this is working tech.
Yeah.
Right, and not a lot of people going for ICO. People who've raised millions of dollars in ICO for their ICO. They haven't got tech nearly as advanced as this.